And welcome to the Talon Outdoor Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
I'm Fred.
I'm Captain Paul Tar.
And I'm Grant.
All right. Well, you know what we hadn't done in a while, JD?
I know a lot of things I hadn't done in a while.
Worn the same shirt.
Yep, that's right.
I'm wearing the same shirt every day. I wear a uniform shirt every day for a little while longer, not much.
I ain't been fishing in a while. That just bothers me.
Well, I learned about a new crime this week. Y'all might know it, but it's new to me.
Is it a real crime or is it?
This one is.
It's something a woman made up on her husband.
This is heinous. Apparently, it is illegal to pick palmetto berries.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. That's not new. That's
Well, there was a rash
Salt
of it.
palmetto.
There was a rash of it in Wakulla County. I got a few calls. Apparently, a lot of illegal immigrants, are
going out there and pick berries.
And so I didn't know what these things were for. You know, why do you want these things?
Prostate.
Yeah. So
Prostate function enhancement.
apparently, it's you can juice them up or something, and it's like a natural Viagra.
I don't know about all that.
Well, that's what I
heard that.
That's what
Lord mercy.
Yeah.
Where's
I know
those
that.
trees?
I know that saw palmetto berries are a natural cure for prostate problems. So
Yeah,
that's what.
Well,
it's
let me just say, the
advertised as.
people who own them, who have them, or they are in state parks, they take it very, very seriously.
Boy,
if
do
you go
they.
pick those things.
Yeah, I got
I had
one.
a security contract over in Indian River Water Management District, and the property managers of those state properties over there, if they were people out there getting those things, they were highly upset about it.
Well, you know, when I found out what they were used for, and they put this guy was sitting in jail for like 5 days before he could get out. They're treating him like a hardened criminal.
Yeah.
Just probably. Did he get medically cleared before he went?
Mercy.
Did he? Oh man! You know, I was just telling somebody a little while ago about our show. I was explaining it to him, and I said, you know, it's kind of country redneck humor with some fishing mixed in and some hunting and stuff. I said, it's off color humor. I said, now it's not like dirty, but. Unless, well,
But occasionally
I said
Fred.
our attorney can.
But
pull one out of
occasionally
it.
Fred.
I said, but it's sort of like Pixar or Disney movies now, where if you watch it at 11, it's one thing, 8 at one thing, and if you're an adult, you see a whole different movie. I said, if you listen to our show, if we didn't point out when Fred's inappropriate, you would miss it most of the time and just go, I don't understand why they're laughing.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, you are just.
you are just saying. All right. Y'all quit
Lord.
giving Fred a hard time.
Yeah, I was reading a similar article about they apparently put a moratorium up in the hills, up in the mountains, on the ginseng harvesting. And I didn't read the whole article because I kind of lost interest in it for a little bit. But they had caught somebody.
That's a root, Fred.
does it do the same thing?
I don't know what it's for. I don't know what ginseng is for. I don't know. I honestly don't know because we don't have ginseng here, I don't think. But
I think you do.
do we?
I think you do.
Maybe
But
that's
I
right.
know that they are real serious about sang up there in the mountains at ginseng. And those ginseng hunters will they go out in the forest up there and harvest wild ginseng and sell it. They dry it and sell it, and it sells for just like ridiculous money.
It could explain that banjo player in Deliverance.
Maybe could.
So y'all talking about wild plants. There happens to be something I wanted to mention. Billy Bailey was
And there you go.
been filming.
I saw the Facebook.
Been filming. He's been out around the farm a little bit, and I recognized some of the background. And man, he's got some new stuff out there, some good stuff out there. Some of it I knew, a lot of it I didn't know. But he's gotten really good at filming his videos. He's getting more views than our radio show is. I mean, he's getting a lot. Now. But some of the stuff he pointed out, and I love watching him do this stuff. It's really cool. Y'all really ought to check it out. It's I'll think of it in a minute. I'll think of the site. But he did on what good's a pine tree, and he goes into what you can do with a pine tree. And but the other day he had called me the other day and told me about on a farm it's called sickle pod or coffee weed. You know what I'm talking
I know.
about.
Yeah, I know all about.
We've been
coffee
killing
weed.
it
it forever, just because it was a nuisance.
Yeah, well, it's edible.
I mean,
And I didn't know that. And every part of the plant is edible. And the roots, you can make coffee and tea out of it. You make tea out of the leaves. You got and he told me, he goes, hey, he sent me pictures. He goes, hey, you've got some sickle pot out here. That stuff's edible. And I said, no, it ain't. It's a weed. I hate it. I hate it. Don't even tell me. I don't even want to know about it. I don't want. It's got no redeeming qualities because I grew up mowing it, spraying it, pulling it up, doing everything I could to kill it every which way I could imagine. I've had to crawl up inside combines where that stuff stopped up the whole combine and cut it with a pocket knife and drag it out piece by piece, cutting wearing blisters on my hands. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. And then, I'm riding around the other day, and I'm like, maybe it's a little hard on Billy. Maybe I'll just reach over here in one of these 10 bajillion I got growing around the edges of my field right now, and I ain't going to tell nobody. I'm going to try it. And I pulled off some of the new leaves up there and put them in my mouth and chewed on them. And I'm expecting it to just gag me, and I'm going,
ain't bad.
That's not that bad after all. And it tasted like it smells when you mow it. It's got that little bit of a he calls it a nutty flavor. I think you're nutty if you eat it. But and lo and behold, he ain't wrong. It's actually pretty good.
What about
one of these
cow
days?
Choker?
Who what?
Horse choker, cow choker, them big old pops.
Crotaliers?
Whatever.
The big green things that pop up?
Yeah, the pops.
I don't think there's anything
There's no redeeming quality. We can still hate them.
Okay. We can hate them.
I'm just making sure.
One of these days,
step on them, make them pop. But
I'm going to be driving down I-10, and there's going to be a cow pasture over on the right-hand side of the road. I'm going to look out there.
Don't eat the mushrooms.
And I'm going to see a bunch of cows out there, and Charlie amongst them grazing.
I don't eat grass.
You'll find something edible out there growing.
Well, I was kidding around, and I said, and I was on Facebook. I shared it, and I said, next thing you know, he's going to say there's something good about Cuckleburr. Maybe Cuckleburr pods. They designed Velcro based on that stuff.
You can eat the seeds.
And I'm sitting there going, yeah, it can't be nothing redeeming. And then I looked it up.
Yeah, you can eat the seeds.
And you make food out of the seeds.
Yeah.
And it's I don't everything I grew up believing is wrong. You know what? I'm more concerned. The whole who's what and who's a girl and who's a boy thing don't bother me as bad as the whole coffee weed stuff because I just want to hate it. And now there's a difference. I tried the coffee weed.
Mm-hmm. You ain't no. Okay. All right then.
I don't know how to.
I don't think the clothes would fit me.
You got some.
Just saying.
Them tight britches leg jeans. What are they? Skinny jeans. You need you some skinny jeans.
Now
see, can you don't picture me in skinny jeans, JD. I mean,
my legs are skinny enough, and I don't need jeans to highlight that. I mean, I'd really be scared walking around Key West wearing those.
I ordered some britches from Duluth. I wear Duluth jeans. I love the Duluth Trading Company jeans. They're tough as I am. They hold up better than anything I've ever bought. Well, I ordered a pair of them, and they accidentally sent me a pair of the skinny leg version of it. I get the relaxed fit. Yeah. They sent the slim leg.
Yeah, I got a pair in the closet. I won't wear them.
Especially
when they shrink a little.
Yeah, well, I can't wear them because it feels like my calf. It's like I'm wearing a leotard or something. Or whatever.
It's like a yoga
pants. You get the relaxed ones, and after a while, they start getting tight around the leg.
Yeah.
There's a dude, I see him in the wintertime that jogs in yoga pants up and down Thomasville Road.
Dude looks like a lady.
I just thought, what is up with dudes wearing yoga pants? That should be illegal.
Indecent exposure at bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean it's just, dude, put some real pants on. I mean,
at least he didn't get on a bicycle in a G-string and drive up down the Parkway. Yeah,
that guy.
Old fat dude in a G-string on a bicycle, one of them big beach cruiser bicycles.
As my pawpaw would have said, seeing something like that, he said, "Boy, that looked like two hogs fighting in a sack."
Oh yeah. Like two rhinos trying to pass each other on the interstate. I mean, that guy was. I don't know what's up with that dude. I remember when he went to court.
Oh, great for the
I bet you did.
G-string guy.
If he showed up on Halloween, they'd have thought it was you.
I might dress up as him this year, maybe.
Let's don't say we did.
No.
Judge Fleury would, in fact, throw you out that day.
Well, either that or maybe King Love. I mean, he was a good one.
Yeah, he was. He was a cool guy.
Now, see, you can pull that off, and that'd be an homage to him.
I got a story about him.
Let's tell it off the air, and then we'll decide where we'll tell it. We'll be right back. And we're back. So Paul posted an interesting question off the air. Or wait a minute, is your King Love story radio appropriate, or is it just about him? Huh?
It's pretty great, yeah.
King Love.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell it first?
Sure. So y'all remember
that was interesting, Fred. Yeah. We appreciate you.
No,
go ahead.
That's the edit. Yeah. See, King Love was as I was telling JD, he was actually a surgeon and from somewhere, Saudi Arabia, one of the Arab countries, and he came over here and went full crazy on us. He's always going up and down the street wearing a robe and a crown and had that big old Coke bottle that he had. And, like every kind of, freaky guy, there's always a group of college students that form a cult to support him.
Pretty much, yeah.
They did that with the thong guy, too.
They did that with the Gumby's pizza guy that took over the Capitol that time.
Yeah. So, there's always a group of college student nuts. They're not you can look at these people like protesting for Israel or against Israel. It's that same mentality, the bunch of liberal idiots that think they're smarter than everybody else.
Yeah, they're lost. That's what it is.
Lost souls.
They're lost souls looking for a leader.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And there's about 10 of them that found that leader.
Your leader. Well, King's down on the street corner. Let me go find him for you.
And, there was a group of about 10 of them that found him as their leader. And they had, he's homeless. And so they felt like they needed to provide him.
Residentially challenged.
There he was. And so they moved him in an apartment, not realizing, I guess they didn't get near enough to smell him.
Yeah, because you could get a whiff of him from about a half a block away. If you're downwind, it was rough.
I think they were nasally challenged because once they got him in the apartment, then they did get to smelling on him. And so wound up having to try to evict him. But there were a few college students that didn't leave the cult over the smell, and so on the day he walked into court for trespassing, there were about 5 college students in front of him with a basket full of rose petals. And when they called his name, and it was some Arab name, whatever it was, the courtroom doors to 2A, both of them were opened up, and he walked in with full crown with these college flunkies throwing rose petals out in front of him. And he goes up to the bench, and Judge Decker's sitting up there, and he pulled out a rose and handed it to her. And I was in the courtroom with a guy named Dave Roberts, who he's practicing law somewhere over in West Florida in the Seagrove area. He caught the winning pass for the Miami Florida State game. You might remember Dave, played wide receiver.
I remember he played tight end, actually.
Yeah. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
He was prosecutor with me at the time, and we're sitting at the table. And this is right off the heels of somebody who showed up in a Jamaican tuxedo and was standing on top of the table screaming freedom, and the judge had to call him away. And
the magnet was turned up pretty high. The Looney Tune magnet, I call it.
I think it's maybe they were installing the magnet in the mag lab that day. But and there's a full moon on top of that. But it was Freak Central in courtroom 2A. And with that guy coming in, and Dave looked at me and goes, "Man, that's some beep," and that was my first exposure to King Love.
I dealt with him.
He made a grand entrance.
I dealt with him. Yeah, I dealt with him numerous times at FSU Police Department when I worked there. I dealt with him numerous times. And I used to joke about, in the middle of Landis Green. Landis Green is the big green area out in front of Strozier Library between Landis Hall and the library. There's this green area out in the middle of campus, and there was a fountain out in the middle, and there was a sundial out there as well. And I used to swear that there was a Looney Tune magnet that attracted crazy people to the university because it's just, you could tell when the magnet got turned up really high when it got overpowered and stuff, because it would just, there's something about centers of higher education that just attracts. I'm a firm believer in that it attracts people that are just off.
FSU
half bubble off plum, if you will.
FSU was nothing ever surprised me. But hey, we got a report of a student, apparently a student running naked across blah blah blah. And I'm like, Yeah, if I'll just drive real slow, he'll get back to his fraternity, and I won't have to deal with that.
I made the mistake one night of catching 19 guys streaking. 19 arrested 19 guys in one night via notice to appear in court for running naked from the fountain at Westcott to their fraternity house.
To fill out
the rest of the night, but their naked rear end sat on the cold concrete slab while I was filling out the paperwork.
Those are well behaved. Those kids were trying to be a little wild, but they were actually good kids, well behaved, because they sat right there like you told them to. I would have kept running because you wasn't going to chase me and tackle me when there was 18 more standing there.
I think I caught the leader to start with. You know, it's kind of like you catch the lead cow in the herd.
Did you
didn't grab him by the rope, did you?
I did not.
You got to go back and listen to the llama episode to get that joke. I'm sorry.
I did not. I did not. But I think what happened was I caught the president on the front, and the rest of them just, the president caught him at the front of the line as
president of the
fraternity.
Oh, okay.
These are all fraternal activities.
Oh, I thought there was like a group of perverts.
They would go drop off some kid down by the sorority and make them find their way back to campus. And I've had them hide behind trees.
Caught the leader of the group, and the rest of them surrendered without.
Oh no! So they sitting there naked while you wrote up the ticket?
Oh yeah, all of them.
And was it cold?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I mean, that was the punish. And the case got thrown out of court, and I was perfectly fine with that. But I was going to inconvenience them because they inconvenienced me. So,
well, it's not like they didn't do it.
And I didn't take them to jail. I mean, it's not like I arrested them and took them to jail. I wrote them a notice to appear in court.
Well, did you ever catch any sorority streakers?
Yeah, that gets to the fountain when they go up to the fountain and go skinny dipping at the fountain.
When does that occur?
At night, normally, Fred. At night.
Time of year.
So some of them, you don't want to. You don't want to do that. I remember the first time I was with sitting down in the police department, and I won't say the names of the people on my shift, but it was men and women talking about. They said, "Hey, we're going to run around here and watch the skinny dippers," and I'm like, "Do what?" I said, "Yeah, they're jumping. They're jumping in the fountain. We're going to sneak around here and watch them." I'm like, "You mean run around there and catch them?" Oh, yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, I hadn't quite figured this whole police thing out just yet, but I thought we were supposed to stop them.
I would be willing to bet. Now we're not going to do this. We're not going to go down this road. But I would be willing to bet you the money in my pocket right now that I can name them off the air. On the break. We come back. I know one that used to go try to catch them. On the rooftops too. Because they would get out there and I'm just saying, y'all don't. When you're young like that, you ought not be out there acting a fool like that. There is nowhere in public that is private.
There is, if you can see the sun and you can see the trees, somebody can see you.
Or the moon or the stars.
And if you can see the moon, somebody can see your moon too. I'm just telling you. And the 50-yard line at Doe Campbell Stadium is no place to hook up.
Or home plate or the pitcher's mound at Dick Hauser Stadium.
Because
I can tell you the names of some famous people. Some famous people.
I had a DUI case one time. A girl had come out of the club, had some kind of anxiety attack, and her response to that was to take off all her pants and throw them out the window and go down the road.
And that's
far
enough.
So they stopped her. Ended up giving her DUI, and I'm looking at the report. Said about the pants stuff, and I was like, "What happened to your pants?" She said, "Well, anxiety attack. I threw them out." I said, "Let me get this straight. When you have an anxiety attack, you take your pants off?" She said, "Well, I did that night," and I'm like, this case calls for like life in prison.
See, that's why I said that's far enough right there. That's why I tried to stop you, and you went right there again. But I do remember one night in Jackson County, about 1994, there was some woman drunk driving south of the courthouse. I was on duty. There was only one other deputy who ended up being completely useless for me that night. And I pulled her over, and she pulled up in this old Radiator store parking lot, and I got out, walked up there, and I noticed in the back of the pickup truck there's a pile of clothes, and as I got closer, I looked up there, and they were her clothes. And I'm like, ma'am, have you been drinking? She goes, blankety blankety blank 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 blank. Yes, and that guy and that son of that, and I'm like, well, you can't be driving. We have to figure this out. Well, I'm gonna go home, and you ain't gonna stop me. And I'm like, oh, this is not where I wanted to be tonight. And so I called in what I had, and I ain't getting anybody coming to help me. And finally, from the other end of the county, technically I was in the city limits, and get any city cops coming to help me. They all the way from the other end of the county. One came, he started driving, and he took his time. When he rolls up, now I'm fighting her at that point, trying to get her in handcuffs, and he pulls up and sees me trying to handcuff some naked woman.
Yeah.
All around the hood of this truck, and he just got out, and he goes, Charlie, is there anything I can do to help you?
Grab a hold of something.
Yeah, that's about what I said.
That's
Would you please help me handcuff her? He goes, I don't know if I want to or not. I'm like, come on, man.
How big was this
He
woman?
goes, well, no, she was
Let me tell you.
not an unattractive woman, and she had gone to somebody's house, and it didn't go the way she wanted it to. And he basically, they agreed on everything that happened all the way up to the point where they were finished, and he said, all right, get out of my house. And threw her stuff in the yard and sent her on her way. And then
Did she didn't bother to put it back on?
No, she got mad, Fred. I can imagine I'd be
shocker.
mad too. She just wanted to go home, and she just skipped a step. Anyway, I'm gonna stop you right there, Mr. Defense Attorney. They threw the charge. I don't think we charged her with anything in the long run. Just took her. All right, bye. I'll be back in a minute. They'll be back in a minute. Whatever. I'm done. And we're back. So
I don't know what to say.
no, I mean and here's the thing is, folks, I hate to break it to you, but the off-the-air conversation today cannot be put on YouTube. We just can't.
Absolutely not. I agree.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
When Fred agrees.
Lord, we just can't. Well, Fred's got a little bit of common sense. I mean, he is a defense attorney, so I mean, he's you know.
But this revelation is. I was telling JD, I have dreams, and I have a bad habit of talking in my sleep, and I might be in here next week with a divorce petition.
I'm going to say that couch over there, don't sleep. I took a nap on it not too long ago.
Well, here, I'll save that video over there just to defend you against your wife.
Yeah.
In case she comes after you. No. Here's why he said that.
Here's why.
It was all in fun, but it was not family. It was not. It wasn't even public friendly. We just couldn't talk. All right. So anyway, this is our Tallahassee audience is not going to hear this unless they hear it online or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
So, but the God-fearing people up in the Bible Belt of South Alabama will, and they are listening. So I'm just saying, Fred, you have gone too far today, and I'm just scolding you.
I didn't do it.
I'm scolding you because you have taken it too far, and this is not to be tolerated.
It wasn't me.
It was.
It wouldn't have happened if you wasn't here. Sometimes you just hang out with friends that just bring you right down to their level.
Oh, okay, I'm that guy.
Then you go home, you're like, honey, I don't know what happened, but you know what happens when I hang out with him.
It's one of them things when you already rolling down the hill, it just adds momentum, and it's just, you know what I mean? I mean,
this is an abstract conversation.
It's grease on the wheels that causes the car to roll faster down the hill.
And these people listening to this have no idea. They think a bunch of rednecks are sitting around here just drunk. I mean,
we don't have to be drunk. We don't even have to be drunk. We just have to be. And that's the thing. I was listening to a comedian on one of the things on the phone, and she's like a 60-year-old lady, and she's like on her fourth divorce or fourth, anyway, looking for her next husband. And she said, I have finally figured it out. I figured it out. And she said, it's our fault, ladies. It's our fault. This is her words, not mine, but I don't disagree. And she went on and on about men, or she looked at the man in the audience. She goes, are you okay if I just say that you got men are simple? And he goes, oh, I'm fine with that. And she goes, see, there it is. Men are simple. And we are. We are just too easy, too simple, too easy to figure out. Most women, in a lot of ways, are smarter than we are, and they are way, way, way more complicated than we are. Their thought, what she said was, for every word that comes out of a woman's mouth, she's thought of about 30 in her head, and she's wound up first thing. And once she gets that first word out, it's 14 different ideas over 30 minutes. And men see us coming, and men just go, what do I need to say to get out of this? What do I need to do to make this go away? Even if it's just temporary, what can I do to soothe this situation where I can go sit on the couch?
We talked about this on the last show. It's just the word limit. I absolutely reach a word limit. And it depends on, sometimes that word limit, I reach it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes it's at 9 o'clock at night. But at some point in time in the day, that's all the words I have had, all the words
unless I ask you about an old gun or something, and then there's all that knowledge comes out. That's social different. Words is different than professional words.
No, I tried to impose that word limit on my wife after that show.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It didn't pan out.
But the thing is we are, and I've said this on this show before, we are like puppies. If you will just pet us and treat us nice and feed us a little bit every now and then, we will do anything it takes to please you. And all I want my household, I'll go do work all day long in something. All I need is my wife to go, that looks good, honey. Period. That's it. And I'm done. And I feel vindicated. And
Charlie gonna go home and his wife's gonna be scratching him behind the ears,
spraying him.
I'll stomp my foot like a dog, and I'll make affirming noises like, I can't say the big words because I ain't that bright, And if she sits over there petting the dog, and I'm watching. I'm jealous. Mm-hmm. If I get up, then of course the dog gets in the way because we're fighting over attention because that's the mental level that I'm on. Yeah. I will be right back. And we're back. So I was talking about. So I have been on a chicken journey, a chicken and egg,
Which came first?
Is you on the
bought
journey?
some Tractor Supply chickens a while back and built
I've always wanted
a dog kennel chicken tractor, put wheels and wood on it so I can roll around the yard and all this stuff. And it's like 5 by 10 or something. And I put one of those hen boxes in there, metal hen box, to where they lay the eggs and the eggs roll to the outside. I cut a hole in it, mounted in there, so I just go out there and flip the lid up and grab the eggs, and we had to raise these chicks. They got to be so old before they start laying.
How old does chicken have to be before he lays eggs?
As old as these were, minus 3 or 4 weeks before the dog killed them this weekend. So I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 months, something like that. So, but I got these Rhode Island Reds and these Leghorns or whatever they're called. There's some white ones and red ones. Yeah, and the dog and Lily the bird dog got one of the red ones out from under the wood on the thing, like the first little bit we put them in there. So we had 3, and they started late. We got 3 eggs a day, like clockwork. 3 eggs a day, boom, boom, boom. Every single day, go out and get 3 eggs, 1 brown one and 2 white ones. And they're clean as they can be because that hen box. That's just be an advertisement for hen box. Man, those things actually are really cool. And so I decided I wanted to have more room for them. So the dog kennel that was built on the side of the shed out of dog panels, I went and threw a net across it, pulled the thing up there, put some net over the gap between the two, which is about 6 or 8 inches wide, and got these little hog ring plier things and zipped it all together and said, all right, that's fine. I went off focusing on something else.
You have a picture of this thing?
Well, apparently, I will. So it's just this big pen made out of dog panels.
Sounds like your pen was not very efficacious.
Efficacious?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, she could get her efficacious through the hole that I left, and she got her efficacious in there, and then followed by her whole pointed little body. And the other day, we were trying to sharpen mower blades the other day. Me and Billy Bailey was out there sharpening some blades, and I'm over there grinding, and all I hear is, and all of a sudden Billy comes around and goes, Charlie, your dog just got in your chicken pen and killed one of your chickens. And all of a sudden I went -1 in my head. It's like a little video game. It's like ding, -1. I got a duck and 2 left. I got to hurry up and get over there before I rounded the corner, and she's in there looking at me with these wild eyes that only a GSP, a German short-haired pointer that had just got something, looked at me, and she was in another world. She was not herself. And I rounded the corner, and I looked out in the pen where the rest of them were, and they were laying there in a clump of feathers too, everything, including the duck. I don't know who got gone first, but they all were gone by the time I got there.
Killed the duck?
Killed the duck, killed all 3 chickens, and Billy's like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. And I said, well, you were grinding on that blade, and I was grinding on this blade, and I went to chasing that dog around.
Y'all were...
And so anyway,
I
went
sad about your chickens?
No, I was mad about my chickens. I don't get sad over food, but I got mad
Well,
because...
you weren't going to eat the chickens, were you?
Well, somebody did, but it wasn't me. But the dog, there was nothing wrong with the
Dead
chickens.
now.
But they're dead now. So I said, well, the ducks are useless. Okay, we got the duck as a pet for my little girl because she wanted one. She
Duck eggs are
named
pretty
it Grace.
good. Duck eggs
I
are
ain't
good.
seen no duck eggs.
Might have been a boy.
Well, and I hadn't seen. So, well, they come unsexed, so it's you don't know what they are.
Wait a minute, you got a unisex duck?
I don't know. It could have been I don't know. Didn't act like a. I don't know.
If it weren't laying eggs, it's probably a boy.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how old they got to be. Long story short, I went my happy butt. I left Tallahassee yesterday, working all day. Came by here, went home, finished fixing the chicken pen with no chickens in it, and then I went all the way to Panama City, well, we'll call it South Youngstown, and picked up 2 of these, and I don't know what they are, but they're extremely pretty hens that are about 2 or 3 weeks from starting to lay eggs. And some ugly old, I was going to get some Splash Americana ducks up in Alford, which I picked up 4 of them.
I thought you
2
said
of these
they were
pretty
useless.
ducks, and then one of the lady I got the other ducks. They're not the ducks. The chickens. They're chickens, Fred. Dadgummit. They're all chickens.
As long as it ain't a llama.
And
So,
well, I could tie it up.
well, did you buy
with a
ducks
rope.
or chickens?
I bought chickens, Fred.
All right.
Don't listen to what I say. Just know what I mean.
Okay.
Dadgummit. You're like a woman.
That explains that relationship we were talking about over the break.
Yeah, so, just read my mind, doggone it. You know me. So, and then there was but they had another Splash Americana chicken. There's some farm folks out there that are going, oh yeah, they lay light blue eggs. They make Easter eggers. They make Easter eggers, but then the Splash Americana lays a light blue egg. They're all blue. They're not different colors.
Well, they laid any eggs?
And they are, well, I don't know. I got them last night, Fred.
I want some eggs, some blue eggs.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will give you some blue eggs when they start laying blue eggs, because now I went from 3 chickens to 7 chickens. So I'm building in a little fail factor just in case I didn't get all the holes just right, and the dog gets back in there
is it
again.
now efficacious?
Efficacious.
Yeah, that. Efficacious?
There's a story to that, yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I'm lost.
Our buddy Stuart Richardson dropped that on me. We was headed up to the deer lease to plant food plots this past weekend, and I said something about stopping to get gas and or diesel and ice on the way up there, and I said let's go to that raceway up there on 84 when you turn off of the bypass, and he said yeah, that's probably the most efficacious place to stop for the ease of getting in and out of.
So it's a derivative of the word effective.
What does it mean?
What he said.
What did you say?
Effective.
Effective?
Yeah, efficacious. Kind of like use and utilize.
But I told when he said that, I said, "What's that mean?" And because that just threw me for a loop when he said it.
Is he going hunting with us this year?
Yeah.
Good. Because I like talking to him. He's smarter than I am.
He can, and he's pretty efficacious with that shotgun.
He is.
He is.
Extremely.
He is. Are you going again this year? Are you?
Yeah, I'll be.
Okay. Then I got somebody that can shoot next to me that I can claim. Oh, I got that one.
I won't I do not let Charlie claim none of mine.
I don't shoot next to you.
I
Thank you very much. I try my best to stay as far away from you as I can. I'd like to be able to get you too, Fred. I'm just kidding. I don't want to get over there around some people I don't know. That way, there's always a few people in the mix, because then I feel I can go back to y'all and go, yeah, I got two. And
I get all excited when they can start flying like that.
I pray that I had caught you on video busting your natural born butt out there in that field.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to
Fred falls down in some cut corn stalks, and he just disappears. He just gone. It wasn't for that orange vest.
I had to look around, see who saw me. And
I saw it, but my body wasn't facing it, so I didn't. I got on the body camera. I got it after you were getting up.
I get nervous about stepping in them holes out there in the cornfield. If you better watch for them holes, because there's something bad down in them holes.
There's one of them badgers.
This is in South Dakota, folks. If you're
step in a badger hole, and you worried about the badger being in there.
When I heard that story about that drunk guy throwing the badger in the bar,
catching the badger and putting him in, turning him loose in the bar,
and what he did, what that
was
badger
it a honey
did.
Badger?
No,
I don't think he would have cared.
Yeah, he wouldn't. You don't give a.
Yeah, that after that, what that badger did today, I had nightmares about badgers.
Did you talk in your sleep? I wonder if pickle juice will solve that one.
I don't know. I mean, it's when I bought that beaver pelt, and badgers and beaver pelts don't make for good nightmares.
If I had a favorite thing right now, favorite thing to do, it's going on that trip.
It is
that trip.
And that store.
Yeah.
I'm like a kid in a candy shop in there.
That's Ken's.
And they got lit elf. They got beaver pelts. They got.
So you got which one's that?
Ken's.
Ken's.
The
grocery store.
The store.
The bank.
There's no other.
The bank, gambling hall, liquor store,
groceries,
bar, groceries.
Fishing tackle, hunting gear.
Getting hunting license and
same store.
Guns.
Gas, gas too.
Whatever you want, they got it.
If you had to shrink your world down to one block,
and the calendar,
and that was in there,
if they don't
fine.
have it at Ken's, you probably don't need it.
You don't need it.
And the calendars.
What?
Calendars y'all brought back.
Yeah.
Say
the calendar.
No, that was the truck stop.
That's
okay, I got you.
The calendar.
Oh, the calendar. Yeah, no, that's the truck stop. Yeah. No, we're stopping there.
Yeah, the truck stop.
I got to get the new calendar.
They got breakfast down there at the truck stop.
I mean, it's South Dakota honeys. That calendar.
It's not far from Athol.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Be right back.
And we're back. So that's bird hunting that I'm looking for. I have some brown top millet seeded out in some of my fields that's just waiting on me to mow it.
You gonna invite me and Fred?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I won't go.
Well, it's going. Yeah, probably. Everybody talks about opening day, but that gets kind of crowded on opening. Everybody gets so many different opportunities and stuff. But I got we were mowing out there the other day. You could have had a dove shoot the other day just mowing the grass.
Oh yeah,
and if the I don't know what happened in the last year or two, but the dadgum dove had decided to just move in around the house.
Oh.
Well, early season. I mean, dove season in Georgia comes in a week from today.
Yeah, week from September 7th. Yeah.
Yes, a week from today the show airs. So it's a week from Saturday, and unfortunately, I'm gonna be in Foley, Alabama, watching soccer.
I will be in Attapogus, Georgia, shooting dove.
And I appreciate the invite. I got several invites to go opening day of dove season in Georgia this year, and I would have loved to have gone, but I'm enjoying myself. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy myself at the soccer tournament over in Foley. So the things Daddy's got to do,
I'll eat a dove over any bird out there.
My mama is that way. My mama would rather have a dove than a quail, and I'm just the opposite. I'd rather have quail, but she absolutely loves them.
It gets some. When I go out there on a dove shoot, I've got to bring a handkerchief to wipe my mouth off because I'm salivating when they fly by.
Do y'all fry them? Do y'all fry them, Fred? Or
I marinate them. I breast them out, bone them out, and marinate them with jalapeno and cream cheese. Wrap it in bacon, put it on the grill about 7 minutes.
Yeah, I've done them that way. I do. I like Italian dressing, and
it's part of the marinade.
As a marinade, Italian dressing, orange and lemon.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Squeeze an orange, Worcestershire, mix it all up,
Put a little bit of ground clove in there.
Oh, yeah. wrap them up some bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one. What the heck was that? Power went out. There's great. Yeah,
We got battery backup in here. We should be fine.
but that was weird.
Your power go out the other day?
Over here?
Yeah. Oh no, over in Cologne there.
No, my
Right
power
before the
don't.
game?
My power don't ever go out. I wasn't there. I was in Jacksonville when the game was going on.
Yeah, his power went out the house. I was calling up that power company, got that guy on the phone. I'm like, look, you understand this is a FSU game. And he said, well, we're not worried about the game. And I'm like, you're in Tallahassee, buddy. I mean,
You shouldn't have been worried about the game if you'd have known how it was going to turn out. Jesus.
Well, what on earth?
Yeah, well,
I
it's gonna be, I got a feeling it's going to be a long
It's
year for
gonna
the
be one of
Seminole
those-
fans.
I think we should call it a rebuilding year, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe they'll play good against Austin College Monday.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't put any bets on that thing.
So Paul, I have been listening to radio on the way into work every morning. I did not realize what a fishing celebrity you have become now.
Oh, he's got his own
So
commercial.
just tell us what's going on in your world. Paul Tire extraordinaire, the fishing.
That's our
special-
spinoff.
Yeah,
He's
that
our
right there.
spinoff.
Look at that. See, we're one of Preston's spinoffs. And
That's
now
right.
look at you.
That's right.
Look at
well,
you.
I tell you, guess what, JD? The
What's that?
Brim are still bedding on Lake Seminole as of right now.
Still?
You can go this weekend and find them bedding. Mayflies are still hatching, which is
That's weird.
it's August and almost September.
Yeah.
And that there were mayflies yesterday morning when I was out just all down the Flint River side of the lake. So they're definitely and the bass are biting. I had a trip this past week. And man, this man caught like an 8-pounder on a topwater frog. Remember the frog I brought in that had the feet on it that you'd swim it, and he caught one on that. It was awesome. So I really think over the next 2 or 3 weeks, as we hopefully will get a little bit cooler weather, because the water temperature is already coming down some. I think the fishing is really going to get about time when everybody starts hunting.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we're fixing to have some cooler weather because I was coming to work. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday morning. I was coming to work, going across the Orchard Pond Parkway, the toll road. I take to work. I take that scenic drive.
Right.
I don't go fight with all the I-10 and Thomasville Road traffic in the mornings coming over here. And I saw about a flight of about 10 teal fly right over
Really?
over the road.
Yeah.
So when when blue-wing teal start showing up, the cool weather ain't far behind.
They're
So
telling us something.
we got early duck phase coming in about 3 weeks, I think.
Is that 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's usually third week in September for
Yeah.
the wood duck and teal early season. And I'm ready. It's just summer has been this summer has been brutal. Heat.
It has. It really has.
I think the older I get, the worse it is.
Yeah,
too.
maybe that's what it is. It seems like, but like right now, I'm taking people in the evening and in the mornings and fishing about 10 or 11 o'clock. But about a week ago, when we had that cooler weather, the less humidity, man, that was nice, wasn't it?
It was nice this past
Really
weekend. I mean,
Yeah, but it's coming. It's going to get really good.
How's the water level over there? Pretty
Water
stable?
level's actually a little. We haven't had a lot of rain
Yeah.
above us on Lake Seminole. I think it's at about 1.25 foot below full pool, and they're only letting out about 6,000 generating. Not even full.
what is the
generation
temperature of the water over there?
80 in the mornings. It starts off at 84.5, and by the midday afternoon it gets up to 88.
88. Okay.
But it's been
That's
a
not
month.
terrible,
A
is
month
it?
ago it will start out at 88 in the
Oh,
mornings.
yeah.
Or before daylight.
That's a little hot.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a little bit of change in the weather will do for fishing and hunting and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's just I noticed last week and all that when it was cooler. It still ain't cool, but it was cooler, and man, the deer activity was crazy.
That's right, I noticed that
the
too.
daytime
I
in
saw-
the daytime.
Yeah.
On my game cameras, like I said, I went up and planted food plots this past weekend and at the hunting lease, and now I'm hoping for some rain. But we planted and put out some corn, and before we got out of the gate good, there were deer out there eating corn in the middle of the afternoon, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So
I was noticing.
Have we got corn yet?
we don't. So one of us somebody's got to go to Bluntstown. We need to get corn. We got plenty of shotgun shells for dove season. If y'all are looking for bulk shotgun shells, we got plenty of shotgun shells for
At our
early dove
Midway
season.
store.
At the Midway
We'll
store.
have some up in Dothan too. But we won't have corn up there, but we will probably the week following this show airing, we should have plenty of corn here for feed corn.
Yep.
And
got people coming in asking for it, and it's just I've just been too swamped to go over there and get it, and I've got to be the one to go get it apparently. So none of my other guys are raising their hand to drive the truck and pull the trailer over there to get it. So
well, I can't. I don't think bringing it over here at 5 o'clock in the morning is going to be conducive for me. So we'll get y'all some corn, just and it'll be priced competitively. We don't even know what it costs right now. I know what it's costing at Tractor Supply and Walmart and all that, but we sell the big 50-pound bags and.
Yeah, we'll have it. Got all the deer stands and stuff back in the showroom. We got it out of storage. Everything's ready to go. If you're looking for Millennium stands, we got a pile of them.
So go back there and look a minute.
Just keep in mind, y'all, if don't show up on opening day of deer season. I'm trying to say bird and deer at the same time. But don't show up on opening day of bird season and not have gone and shot some skeet or something to warm up a little bit. You know who needs practice. I'm one of them. And then don't show up on the first day of deer season and you shoot at that deer you've been watching on the camera and you bumped your rifle in the off season and it's not sighted in. So sight it in. Double check it.
I see those guys over the years come to the range and they got this look on their face and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I got to check zero on my rifle. And I'm like, let me guess, you missed a big one. I got to find out if it was me or the rifle. And if they come back with a big smile on their face, it was their rifle. They got an excuse. If they come back with that same look on their face, it wasn't the gun.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, if you bump your rifle, drop it. I mean, I don't care if it's quality stuff or not. If you hit it with anything,
always a chance.
You need to double check it. I mean,
had a
gentleman
gentleman come in here today. He said, "I need you to bore sight my rifle for me." I said, "Okay, no problem." Put it up on the thing, and at 20 yards distance or whatever inside the 15-yard distance inside the store here, I'm bore sighting it, and he was off by about a foot and a half. And I'm like,
that'll make you
okay.
cuss.
Well, so I started turning the knob on the scope to make the adjustment. Nothing was moving. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you got to take that off and do that. I said, okay. It was a zero stop. I took the zero stop turn off of there and started turning the actual knob. I said, no, buddy, you need to send this thing back to Leopold. It's got a problem. So he was happy. He was happy that I confirmed that he wasn't doing something wrong. But hey, I wanted to mention we've got a lot of sporting clay tournaments going to start happening October, November, and the 7th annual West Florida Livestock Sporting Clay Shoot, which is our longest running and biggest sporting clay shoot that we host every year. They raise money for lack of a better word, for farm kids. And they provide scholarships and scholarship funding for farm kids to go to school, especially if they're going to stay in the livestock business. They give out some substantial prizes. First place prize $2,500, second place $1,500, third place $1,000, and it's 4-man teams. And if you are interested in this, it's a 4-man team. They do 2 flights. You can call me here at the store and I'll give you the number. So it's a good organization.
Cool. All right. We got a lot coming up. We'll be telling y'all more about them as they come along.
As they come along, we'll talk about this one and some other ones.
Y'all say bye.
Bye.
Bye.